and we'll get started. Okay, so this is a storyboard or a box spread. I'm going to put them in reverse so that you guys can see them. I'll also hold them up. And when I do these, I do dual, so trying to make room for everything to fit as I pull my next deck. I like to use my herbal deck. It's Herbal Astrology for the second one. They carry, seeing what's going on, it looks like these cards are that's what I thought. Okay. Some of them were in reversed right off the bat, and I don't do reversed unless they come out reversed, and in these readings I don't usually mess with reversals, so again, this is a box spread or a storyboard narrative. It's more for one specific topic versus a variety of topics. I also do a topical read that'll give you 3 topics with an overall theme. That's a bigger spread. This focuses more on one particular story or topic that it wants to discuss. And this top row here represents conscious thoughts on a matter, someone's thoughts on a matter. This middle row represents more so how it's playing out in the physical realm. And this bottom row represents the shadow element, or the subconscious, unconscious thoughts going on behind the scenes in a matter. More the energetics behind it. Okay. Oh, I should have pulled an opposing card too. Okay. Not much different. Okay. So I told you what each row means. Column-wise, again, this is a box spread or a storyboard spread. Column-wise, this represents recent past things that happened to lead to what the situation is. It's like a build-up of what's going on. This represents current moment, the middle column. And the third column represents the energy that you're shifting through next. It's not like fortune telling what an outcome is, but it's more like just telling you the energy that you're moving through next, and gives you an idea so that you can determine how to work through it. So the center cards represent the overall theme of the reading, and then I can also read diagonals, and I can read around the corners to get more of the story. Now, I still get a little tripped up on the pages, and the page is the theme of the reading, so I'm going to go ahead and read it to make sure I get this page right, even though I'm getting closer to remembering them all. Okay, so this has teacher paired with a page of swords for the overall theme of the reading. This is an interpretation about a messenger, an emissary or liaison between separate camps, charged with faithfully representing one side's communication with the other. Because of this role, we do not think of this person as a servant, but rather as a diplomat, facilitating sensitive negotiations, often under difficult conditions. A teacher, a mediator, okay? We could call that the mediator card. If I can remember that, that would help me a lot. This card in that main position says this situation requires subtle change in order for it to be brought to the highest good for all concerned. In contrast to times where one can best serve the greater good by being visible and heroic, this is a time when you must keep your own counsel, cover your tracks, and stealthily accomplish what would be impossible to complete without privacy. Reduce your profile, increase your anonymity, and no matter how your self-image might suffer, although it would be gratifying to accomplish what needs to be done and be overboard about it, that cannot be a priority at present. Teachers don't showboat. That goes against the objective of teaching the students their highest good. The students need to recognize their own work and behavior. So yeah, it suits good with teacher. And if you think about it, a mediator or liaison between groups has to be balanced to be able to handle both sides and facilitate the information. Again, for the highest good to help everybody get on board. It sounds like a teacher's role. And this cross energy shows what is currently constricting it, or a test energy balanced with it, and that is an Eight of Wands. Here, I'll show you the cards like I promised. That's the theme of the reading. So mediation and teaching also requires learning and teaching. Mediation. And the Eight of Wands deals with events already in motion. The arrows have already been shot. The wands are in motion. Will they hit the target? Who knows? We'll see by the rest of the reading. So I'm going to go up into thoughts, and I'm going to, I think I'm going to deal with the past story, then the current, then the shifting into energy. And I'll start with the thoughts, and we've got the Fool card and Breakthrough up here. And so in the past, somebody took the leap of faith to take a new adventure after having a personal breakthrough. They were ready to see where it would take them. Fool doesn't necessarily mean that the person is a fool. It's a high-spirited individual ready to take risks for new opportunities, go on an adventure. An adventure, ready to take a new adventure. Something came up, an opportunity of some sort that they wanted to take, and they leaped for it, and off they went after having a breakthrough. So I can see those two paired together. Then we've got the that was in their thoughts, okay? Then in how it played out, they've got the Nine of Cups and Anima Mundi. This is a self-transformation card. I think I'm going to look it up to make sure. Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. So this would be their wish fulfillment. Hence why they were willing to take the leap of faith with this new opportunity and just go for it and see where the adventure took them. With Anima Mundi, Dragon's Blood, we have, I'm going to mention the keywords first, and then I might read guidance. Oneness, merging with the divine, access to the world's soul, initiation, universal donor, entering into the great void. Okay, so it's talking about dragons because there's a dragon image on the card. I'm trying to get to the bread and butter. Okay, it's an initiation to do some spiritual work and look at your beliefs and dive into shadow work, basically, which is why I read tarot in the first place. It helps with shadow work. It talks about dragon's blood, which is the herb tied to this card. It's also Pluto and moon energy. It says that dragon's blood represents the collective blood, the blood of nature, and serving as a gateway to the Anima Mundi, the world's soul, as collective unconscious, the hive mind. As you enter the all-seeing portal of the great void, don't shy away from its vastness. Embrace it as you are undergoing this great initiation. Within this awakening, you will discover the unique pattern that you contribute to the great tapestry of life. It's a self-exploration card, which makes sense with going with the Fool card and the Breakthrough and how it's playing out. It's giving them satisfaction to learn new aspects of themselves and be on this journey. Then at the bottom, we have, this is subconscious and unconscious thoughts coming into play. We have the Empress card and intuition. Well, obviously, if they're dealing with the Animal Mundi energy, they're dealing with intuition and intuitive practices within their spiritual quest. And the Empress card embodies the energy of all four queens. So within that Empress is like the Queen of Queens. And within that card, you have the energy of the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. And they all have different things that they bring forth. Queens are nurturing. Queens usually have other people's interests at heart as well as their own. Let's see. So the Empress advises you to trust in the good sense you have shown up to this point. Recognize your good intentions and carrying out your responsibilities as a compassionate human. You are capable of demonstrating the finest aspects of your personality. Demonstrate this through caring actions and a forgiving and generous attitude and a wise understanding of others' needs and struggles. Bring a healing influence over the current situation and take full credit for the supportive role you play. So, a balanced energy about, it's saying that this person had a balanced self-respect, balanced capabilities, all that, as they went in to do this shadow work and they had their breakthrough and took the leap. That's good. They're balanced. Let's just put it that way. But up here, we've got the Ten of Swords and Guardian. And it looks like someone was betrayed and they had to deal with and it's in the current column, so recent feelings of betrayal, and at least in their thoughts. And it's over though. Tens are completions, so this is a past betrayal event that they're struggling through. But the Guardian card tells me that they are protected through this, that their soul is preserved, that it's going to be okay. This energy is going to be transmuted. Like I said, in the middle, we've got them being a liaison. Maybe they dealt with a hard situation in their role as mediator that made them feel like they were getting caught up in the middle of it instead of being able to mediate. I mean, there's wands flying, there's actions occurring. Some actions are pleasant, some actions aren't. Being a mediator is hard. So I can understand, but at least they're protected through this situation. In their subconscious and unconscious thoughts, they really wish they didn't have that role. They feel like walking away from it. All those cups are emotion and relation, and they all have different things offered in those cups. And see, they got their back turned towards it. They're walking away. They want something a little more calmer, something a little more self-satisfying, not anything in any of those cups. So they have the strength card paired with that, saying that they're having to have strength through this situation to not give up on their task and to continue through it rather than walking away, because in their mind somewhere they feel like walking away. Okay, back up here in their thoughts, we've got the King of Swords and higher consciousness. So you could see this kind of like the Hangman card. They got an inner perspective. They got some new enlightenment on the situation. This is what they're shifting through. So they're working through something here with the swords already in motion, or the wands already in motion. They're gaining a higher perspective on something, and they're going to come out kind of like King Solomon, head over heart logic to make their decisions on how to move forward in this overall role that they carry. They have a heart. It's not that they don't, all the kings have hearts, all the queens have hearts. It's not just the king and queen of cups. But like if you had the king or queen of cups, it would be heart over head in decision making. Thinking versus feelings when it comes to decision making, right? Okay, I'm going to cognitive functions. This one would be thinking, getting superior preference in your cognitive function stack than feeling to make your decisions. If you had the King of Cups, then it would be feelings getting superior preference over thinking to make your decisions. Okay. Down here and how this is playing out, there's going to be not necessarily restrictions. This Four of Pentacles is, some people call him the miser, but it's also somebody that is just setting foundational boundary work on how to spend their pentacles wisely before they just go out and start spending them. So, or their resources, time, money, management, health, energy, anything that you could count as a resource. It's all resources. And they're doing it, ancient memory. We can see how that lends to this in the book. But this is somebody setting up a foundation so that their resources for whatever the situation is they're mediating get used in the best way when they do decide to come up off of them underneath their feet. Right now they're restricting putting their time, energy, money, into things so much until they can better assess the situation, is what that card represents. So we've got, okay. So this one has to do with multidimensional sight, recollection, commitment, and loyalty to a vision. Okay, so they already know what they're working on. Like, it's just supporting why they're creating this situation, so that they can get the fair outcome they need for everyone involved in this situation that they're mediating. Some people are going to like it, some people aren't. But that's where the mediator has to make tough decisions, don't they? So it's ruled by Mercury, which so are swords cards, because swords are about thinking and communication. Like I said, cups are relational. Wands are action cards. So it says, Rosemary embodies this holy connection between the mind of the ego and the superego, and the higher mind. This card signifies past feelings and emotions that are resurfacing from deep within. You may find yourself remembering and assessing ancestral memory that resides within your DNA. Rosemary assists us in healing through multi-dimensional sight. That's that intuition that was showing up and the shadow work, okay? It says, reminding us to use the power of vision to see beyond the contracts of everyday life. Don't disassociate or get consumed by the veil that broadcasts emotional imbalance. Call upon Rosemary as a guiding light to see beyond the veil of confusion and stay committed to the vision that moves you. Well, there sure is a vision in these cards that's moving this person, and it's talking about them staying committed to it. So down here in this shadowy realm of the subconscious, unconscious, they're tired. The Nine of Wands is a card of, they're almost done, but they still have to harvest all those sticks before they can bring in their harvest. They've been working all season to grow them, and now they're at that last leg, and it's a big job to harvest if you've ever done any garden or farm work, to do that last bit all at once. So they're a little bit tired. They need to have stamina to continue forward, but it's a card about stamina, perseverance, pushing through to complete the task, and that goes with inner peace. By doing so, they will bring themselves inner peace. Inner peace is way better than what they're feeling in the current moment. So if I read it this way, we've got somebody that had a breakthrough, took the leap of faith to go on the adventure and move forward with whatever it was that was bringing their heart desire. The wands are already flying, the actions are already occurring to do so, but it looks like they got resistance somewhere, or some of those wands didn't land where they wanted them to specifically, like imagine shooting all your darts at the target all at once, and then you got to wait and see which ones actually hit and where they hit and how you need to readjust. So they're mediating. They're working as a mediator and liaison, and teacher is synonymous with student. Okay, you really can't teach if you're not a student too, or what you're presenting isn't going to have any weight to it. So they're adjusting those goals, and they're trying to have the stamina to finish the job, to carry it through to completion, because that will bring them inner peace. If I look at it this way, we have someone that's using their logic and their higher knowing of themselves, to accomplish a goal that requires mediation and communication between people with opposing ideas on the matter. It requires learning and teaching. It's already in progress, but when they finish up, it's going to expand their intuition and make them a highly balanced individual. Okay? If we read it this way, which is the four corners, we have somebody that had a breakthrough, took a leap of faith to go on the adventure to act on that breakthrough, had to use much logic to accomplish their goals and tap into their higher conscience to balance that out. This is like the King Solomon card. It's been a tiresome journey that's required a lot of stamina and strength. There's strength right next to it here. But they're almost complete. This overall, even with the struggles, is bringing them inner peace. And the outcome, again, is going to be a stronger intuition for themselves and a balanced overall energy where they embody all four kings or queens, depending on whether it's male or feminine that I did this reading for. I'm not telling. And that's a good outcome, any way you look at it. Anyway, that's the reading for this. Sometimes I'll look at a reading and I'll say, clarify this or clarify that. But I think 22 minutes is a good amount of time for a reading. So this is what I call the box spread or a storyboard narrative for a read. You can contact me in Messenger or email me if you're interested.